പ്രൊമോഷന് എവിടെയാ ഇതേക്കണേ?
ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ കൊണ്ടുവിടാം, ബസ് സ്റ്റോപ്പിൽ കൊണ്ടുവിടാം. വിഭ, ഹലോ വിഭ.
Yes, tell me.
Viva, we are on live, so you don't leave the group.
Yeah.
The co-host, so you have to make sir everybody a co-host, okay?
Okay, just tell me.
Just go to the participants. There is an option to keep as a co-host, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you send the link to the group, executive group first.
I sent to group already, and I'm just calling sir to tell him to join.
Yeah. Only in IHMA, the webinar group only.
Yeah, in webinar executive group only I sent this link only. Hello. Hello, hi Yashika. Join the group. Yeah, good morning. मीटिंग ज्वाइन कर लो. एग्जीक्यूटिव वाले ग्रुप में जूम का लिंक भेज दिया है. हाँ, मुझे करना है, राइट. एंड वो भेज दिया था मैंने आपको, इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ आईएचएम में मैंने आपको भेज दिया था, राइट. नहीं, मुझे इंट्रोड्यूस करने का कुछ नहीं है, जस्ट बोल दो कि नहीं, अभी मैं वुमेन्स विंग की चेयरपर्सन हूँ. नहीं. ओके. Good morning, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Yes, very fine. Yeah.
So, can you share your screen so we just see
Yeah,
any
we will see.
technical issues?
Yeah. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Very nice. Yes.
So, in just 5-7 minutes, we are going to start, sir.
Yes. We have a few minutes.
Yeah.
I will be here. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, we can go, I think.
Okay. So, good morning, all of you. With the remembering and tribute to Dr. Samuel Hannibal, sir, we are going to start our today's session. And for initiate today's session, I like to invite Dr. Yashika Arora. Uh, it's over to you, Dr. Yashika.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vibha.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Yes, sir. Yeah, continue.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vibha. A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you here to IHME's webinar once again. We are here to explore the principles and holistic approach to health and wellness in this interactive webinar. Before beginning the webinar, I would like to introduce you to IHMA, our Indian Homeopathic Medical Association. Indian Homeopathic Medical Association, IHMA, is an esteemed organization of qualified homeopathic practitioners comprised of private and government sectors, including college teachers and students in the country. IHMA also have an international chapter in Dubai, UAE. The subsidiaries and functions of IHMA includes School of Homeopathy, SOH, academic wing of IHMA, which prepares doctors to be successful in competitive exams like AIA, PGT, PSC, UPSC, etc. It also conducts regular CME, continued medical education program for members. The second one is IHRC, the research wing, which aims in encouraging doctors and other professionals in conducting research in homeopathy. The third is the women's wing, which aims to empower lady homeopathic doctors. And the fourth one is Homeopathic Medical Panorama, that is a quarterly medical journal. Apart from these, IHMA regularly conducts medical camps, health awareness programs, and associates with other government departments and NGOs in health emergencies and epidemics, etc. So here we are, without wasting any more time. Here we are with the webinar, and we have a great speaker today. We welcome him to the webinar today. And for further procedures and further proceedings, I would like to invite the chairperson of Women's Wing, a very great practitioner, Dr. Vibha Mewada, to continue the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yashika, for introducing Indian Homeopathic Medical Association in a great ways. So, everyone, we just like to inform you that Indian Homeopathic Medical Association's Delhi chapter is restarted this year with the vision to promote homeopathy and encourage homeopaths and students to practice homeopathy and to work with homeopathy for homeopathic practitioners. In future, we are going to make a webinar series like this only every month. In the initial first Sunday of every month, we are going to organize webinar. So for proceeding our today's session, I like to invite our today's guest, Dr. Saji sir. So I'll request sir to have few words here. Over to you, sir.
No, doctor, you can continue as you already decided.
Yes.
I just came to participate.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. For next, I like to invite the Secretary of Indian Homeopathic Medical Association's Delhi chapter, Dr. Yashika Arora, Dr. Niharika Jain for secretary report. Dr. Niharika, it's over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Vibha, and good morning to all of you. As everyone knows, the Indian Homeopathic Medical Association Delhi chapter is reviving chapter, and this chapter we only revive in 2024. So, for this chapter, we are taking baby steps for the enhancement of our knowledge, enhancement of our homeopathy, and promoting the homeopathy in the same platform. Now, I want to know कि दिल्ली चैप्टर ने रेगुलर वेबिनार सीरीज स्टार्ट किया है जिसमें हम हर मंथ एक फ्री वेबिनार करते हैं. This webinar covers various topics in homeopathy, including practices, research advancements, and patient management strategy. And again, we are planning some future strategy also. So I will share only few how we work and how Delhi chapter is going to progress for the homeopathy fraternity. So we all thinking if you all support to us, definitely we will plan one annual conference where we invite our researchers also, practitioners also, and we learn many things. And one more thing, we are eagerly waiting for the people we can connect with the collaborate workshop. If they are institute, they are medical college, and they are private institute, they are private practitioner, you all welcome. You can join the Delhi chapters, IHMA Delhi chapter, so we can collaborate and we can conduct the workshop for the benefits for the homeopathic practitioner and young budding homeopaths. Last, I'm not taking the much time because as you know, we have a chief guest Dr. Ajit sir and topic भी बहुत अच्छा है. मैं आप सभी का सपोर्ट चाहूंगी कि आप सभी इसे लास्ट तक सुने क्योंकि ये टॉपिक बहुत अच्छा है. डेफिनेटली आपकी प्रैक्टिस में बहुत हेल्प करेगा. And last one is we are now, as Dr. Yashika said before, the IHM is starting the research wing. So all the participants, I welcome you for the research also. You can join us anytime. If you have any query, you can just call me, message me, and you can just know about in our website also. And if you want to become a member also, you can just contact me. Thank you so much. Before I just stop my talk, I welcome to each and everyone for behalf of Delhi IHMA chapter, and please go forward. Thank you so much.
So should I begin now?
Over to you, Dr. Vibha. Is it there? Okay, sir. So, please, sir, you can start your session.
Okay.
Welcome you, sir.
Yeah. We will share
Hello,
the
am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah,
Please,
I'm
ma'am,
so
go
sorry for the
proceed.
technical glitch. I'm so sorry for the technical glitch. Thank you so much, Dr. Niharika, for the secretary note. Now it's time to invite our today's speaker. So everyone, as we all know, our today's speaker is Dr. Ajit Kulkarni sir. Sir is an MD homeopath who doesn't require an introduction as his name is enough to know his excellence contribution to the homeopathy. As Sir is a director at Homeopathic Research Institute, Satara and Pune, India. Sir is an veterinary homeopath, an academician, and a famed international teacher, and co-author of Absolute Homeopathic Materia Medica, 5 regional repertories like AIDS, diabetes mellitus, thyroid, hypertension, and trauma. Sir is the author of Law of Similars in Medical Science, Homeopathic Posology, Kali family and its relations, Body Language and Homeopathy, Homeopathy through Harmony and Totality, Volume 1, 2, and 3, Homeopathic Covidoscope, which are published on Amazon also. Sir's more than 100 publications are published on various aspects of homeopathy. Many articles and books of Sir's translated in several languages like Bulgarian, 26 books in Russian, Turkish, Ukrainian, Hargo, etc. Sir have many awards on his name like Award of Excellence in Homeopathy, Award of Homeoratna, Life Achievement Award, Dr. B. Sahani Memorial Award, and also Sir is a member of editorial board of International Journal of Homeopathy in Mumbai. So we are very happy to have you here with us today, and we are thankful for you, sir, for giving your time. Now, without wasting time, I just like to hand over to sir to start our today's session. So over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for calling me here to talk on body language. It's a very fascinating experience for the speaker, and at the same time, very fascinating for the audience. How our body talks, how our patient speaks to us without the words. So there are facial expressions, eye expressions, hand expressions. The whole body throbs, vibrates, and gives you innumerable messages. So we will deal with this subject. I have only 2 hours. I have presentations of 6 strong, mighty PowerPoint on these very vast subjects. The subject of kinesics is like peeping into our soul, is like understanding the language we are so dear with, but we don't know it, we don't perceive it, we use it. Everyone has an ingrained knowledge of the body language, but for a homeopath, you require training. You require something refined to include in the totality, to redefine the totality, to develop new rubrics of body language to be incorporated into your whole understanding of the rubrics so far you are doing. So this is not away from homeopathy. It aligns with the concepts of homeopathy because we talk of the language of the body and of the mind. The totality is mind and body together. The biological system and the mental operations which govern the body all together is a synthesis of body language. Some philosophical, some basic ideas, and then we will try to understand several concepts together. We have this very interesting child looking at you with curiosity, with a little bit mischievousness. The left eye is smaller than the right one and is very inquisitive. So this boy gives you something very unique. Just look at the child and you get something unique. Our patient is the same, no? With his unique characters before us, sitting for an hour for a new case, for 5, 10, 15, 100, 30 minutes for a follow-up. And he gives unique messages, the same messages, consistent messages, new messages, transitions from the old to the new ones, all together. In a way, we make up the totality of the PQRS. We make up the totality of the common symptoms, disease symptoms, individual symptoms. Now we include the body language symptoms because we are after understanding the objective symptoms. When you see a pathology, you see an ulcer, no? The red central lesion surrounded by angry look. We have the bluish tinge in the pathological lesion. We have the hemorrhage in the pathological lesion. So we understand blueness, we understand the redness, we understand the hemorrhage. And we take all these pathological rubrics as per the bogus pathological general concept. Now we offer you the body language concept which unites the mind and the body together. There is something coming from the mind, from the personality, from the system as a whole, and there is something which comes from a disease. There is something that comes from the physical body. So we have three divisions now. One, clinical conditions. Hysteria is a very good example. We have the mental processes, the personality, consistently giving you something special about the body language. And then we have just the physical symptoms, physical gestures. The whole presentation of the body language is about non-verbal consciousness. Who doesn't talk about consciousness? A scientist, a physicist, a chemist, a spiritualist, a dynamist, a materialist. Everyone talks of consciousness. So when we explore the body language, we are trying to understand the consciousness of an individual associated with its unique energy. The health and the disease, the energy is the same. In disease, it is deviated, deranged. So we see the derangement under the miasmatic influence expressing through the body. Silence is the sublime form of consciousness. There was no life, no, for millions of years. Just Om, the first sound. Life came million years after through water. And how much silence it was? Yeah. In one of the chapters on body language, I have titled The Musical Melody of Silence. Yes, it is a melody. In silence, we understand the body. In gestures, we understand the language. Through the constellation of the gestures together, we understand the system. We understand the personality. We understand the totality. We understand the integration, which is the foundation of homeopathic philosophy. And this is exactly what I want you to focus upon. Body language is not separate from homeopathy. Do you move all the time? Is it possible for you to be still? Only a sadhu in samadhi, it is possible, no? Otherwise, we are in motion. We are mobile. And we have become double mobile now with the mobile electronic gadget. You talk, you make movements 24 hours, each second, and gives the messages. You cannot be still. And still you don't know the body language. Do you want to keep the science and art of homeopathy of more than 260 years only with the verbal exchange? Is it possible? Is it injustice on holism of homeopathy? That was the question I asked to myself during 1995, and thus the journey of study of the body language began. I wanted to understand the body language. I wanted to redefine the totality, which should not be merely in the words, because words are inadequate. Because words carry so much meaning that our student and the patient and the physician is lost in the vocabulary. So I want to understand the verbal in a better way. I want to unite the non-verbal with the verbal so that everything becomes a totalistic phenomenon for me. Actions speak louder. This is the philosophy. This is the foundation of the body language. Every body movement has a meaning, and that no movement is accidental. I look at you in this way. Is it without intention, do you think? Nothing is without intention. We don't understand it. And remember, body language is not a secondary product of the verbal language. It could be primary. And verbal language could be secondary. For millions of years, when the language of a human being was not evolved, there was only one language, and that was the body language. And now, because the verbal language progress, universities, colleges, schools, based on language, and language become a big weapon of communication. And we lost ourselves in the words. Today, words dominate. I don't want to say body language and verbal language are poles apart. No, it's a dialogue. It's a unity. That unity is like an art and science together. That beautiful blend which homeopathy represents. Body language is a peephole into patients' hidden feelings and conflicts. Those who read the face physiognomy can understand in a better way how the patient draws several emotions on the canvas of the face. You just open the interview, you talk about family relations, you talk about failures in the life, disappointments in the life, grief in the life, face changes. And you get the data, you get the platform, just use it skillfully. And then you will find the magnificent importance of body language for a homeopath to take a very good interview. Shakespeare says, I'm suffering from the disorder that I cannot mark, I cannot listen properly. You see, this is what Shakespeare says, no, I am unable to observe. There is a rubric, unobserving. So there is something you must observe, and your eyes are not focused. Your brain doesn't work. So you become unobservant. A very important rubric, no? In order that our homeopathic community should come out of this rubric, they should not suffer from this rubric. I work hard to offer you the body language. You must be observant. And that is the trade secret. The whole film industry is dependent upon the body language. All platforms of communication gives you body language. MBA, there is a training course on body language. For engineering colleges, there is a body language course. Executive officers, CEOs, bank officers, they are trained how to understand body language. And our homeopath is not trained. Why? Because we are fixed, we are boxed. Let us remove this box. Just be open like a butterfly. So, when we study body language, this is the blend, this is the combination. Behavior, we observe. Psychology, we observe. That is the whole issue of personality. Then we observe clinically. We observe organizationally, all together. What is the definition of the word totality? No. Cause and effect merged together. And then there is a phenomenon which represents to you through the symptoms, which we analyze, which we evaluate, and then synthesize. The synthesis and totality are only one word of integration. And a homeopathic observer focuses on all of them together. The concurrent parallelism between what the body talks and what your speech gives you. Two together make up the totality. Just a few see the language. See how the whole screen is occupied by the ligand. See the control. How Amitabh looks at everyone. The piercing eyes, the controlling eyes, the domination.
परंपरा, प्रतिष्ठा, अनुशासन, ये इस गुरुकुल के 3 स्तंभ हैं। ये वो आदर्श हैं जिससे हम आपका आने वाला कल बनते हैं।
See the way Amitabh talks, no? So influencing. You are with him. You forget yourself, no? You just become impressionable. Your rubric becomes impressionable. Why? This is the influence of the body language. So Amitabh became a ligand, no? We are not, no? So we have the basic understanding now. Verbal language we know is 35%. Body language is 65%, according to the research, not according to Ajit Kulkarni. So when you study the body language now, you are 65% understanding the communication. So now better to remove this idea that when I listen 35%, I become 100%. No. You know very well, exchange through the words, no? Words carry the content. A specific language based on culture, based on training, based on what parents use the language, the child starts using the same language, no? I had a patient and a neurotic mother always say, I have headache at least 50, 60 times per day. And the child of 3 years tells me I have headache. In the content, there are feelings, there are emotions, and every word has a power. The sword, the mighty sword. But you require interpretation. It is not so easy, no? You have to evaluate, no? Gradation, 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 4 mark. It requires training, no? And words can be inadequate. I repeat, you cannot describe all experiences in your life through the words. Do you know this? But body may express it. After self-realization, Gautam Buddha asked a question, why are you not talking? Please talk with us. Many days pass, not a single word from Gautam Buddha. The disciples decided to fast. If our Guru is not talking with us, let us die. Mercy. Gautam Buddha opened the eyes. People started asking, Guruji, what is your experience? And Gautam Buddha, in a very serious tone, told, I cannot describe. Words fail to describe. So we have non-verbal 65%. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements. These are basic elements, basic pillars, the foundations on which the building of body language of 70,000 gestures has been built by the Almighty. So we have gestures, means movement. I make a movement. Yes. Come here. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, talk more. I understand. So what are you doing? Gestures. Then postures, no? Postures means stillness. I'm like this one, looking at you. No movement. Still. I'm piercing my eyes over you. Posture. Activity, passivity. Hyperactivity, hyperactivity. Patterns, no? Sola and psychosis, no? In Sola, there is something overactive, oversensitive. Stimuli and the response. The response is out of proportion, excessive, exaggerated. So all exaggerated reflexes. This is the nerve supply, no? And our body itself is a sensory apparatus. Forget five senses. The whole body is sensory. The skin has been provided with so much nerve endings, even brain doesn't possess. Because skin is the largest organ in the body. Then facial expressions, appearance, eye expressions, modulations of the voice. How Amitabh was talking, Anushashan. Use of space and distancing. How much distance I keep between me and my patient. How patient uses his own space of the body to express. And there is a tactile touch as one more element of the body. Something philosophical, Carl Jung. We have no time, unfortunately, so I will be just giving you the glimpses because this is a very deep subject. The name of this patient is Anna. Very common name in Russia. I went at Moscow for training the Russian homeopaths 29 times. This Anna, father is calling Anna, Anna, and Anna is self-absorbed because she is autistic. You must know autism through the body language, no? When the patient is unable to talk with you. The whole pediatric prescribing in homeopathy is based on more body language. So, it is a part of your understanding, not different. Body language has two bases, intellectually broadening, and the second, clinically exciting. Interpretation of the body language is an analytical experience. We do the same thing, no? You have the components of data being elicited by you. Now you want to analyze, dissect the information, give value to each component. This is what you do as an analysis. No? Same process here. In a way, there are common symptoms, there are common gestures. In a way, there are peculiar symptoms, there are peculiar gestures and postures. It is the same language of homeopathy, synthetic language. The body language gives you. Do you know, Freud was not in favor of body language first. He used to say that it is a secondary product of the verbal language. There was a very interesting case of a lady who was removing the ring often in the interview. And he was thinking, why this lady removes the ring, you see, while talking. Previously, not the ladies presented this body language. And then he thought, something is wrong with the husband. Let us ask. And the truth was that she wanted to take a divorce. Then Freud changed. Then Freud wrote over body language that there are deeper implications to understand the body language. What about homeopathy? Are they ready to change? Freud changed because scientists change. I will deal with this subject later on because I have a full presentations for you on this. Yeah. Since 1992, what are you doing?
In 1992, so by an accident, I just came into the totally different field, drama. Then I'm planning to be make it as a career, and for that I just tried my level best in Bombay. But 1.5 year pass in Bombay that I should learn a lot actually to be make as a profession, to become a professional actor or director or whatever in professional field. That's why I felt in a way there is nothing happening in Aurangabad. Okay, let it be after 1.5 years, something is going to happen. And because of their educational terms and conditions, I was not able to admit in post-graduation courses because of my diploma. Once again, I have to start from A, B, C, D. And master in dramatics is all over 3 years.
So you didn't go for all these courses?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Then you went at Mumbai?
Then from Aurangabad, I came to Satara.
Okay.
I worked on myself for 1 year, studying some acting-based, Russian-based novel. Is Stanislavski's acting, preparation of an actor. It's absolutely a Gita for an actor, anybody in world. So it's all about method acting. And then I came to know now I have very, very ample of theoretical stuff. Now I have to utilize it on stage to show myself and others what I have. So I went to Bombay. But before I went to Bombay, I made my group over here. And
what was your experience at Satara? How did you went along with these people in a small village?
People. Actually, it's okay. Actually, it is not absolutely good or fine experience because why I eagerly wanted to left this city and went to Mumbai. It is not just desperation only, but it is the thing that people are in that kind of mental attitude that they are working for a yearly basis program. there is a state level competition of drama. They are working in a 1992. They are in total year they are lazy one, incomplacent. Now they are what rather I love to live in insecurity. I'm very much aware while I'm saying this lie, because financial terms are very much shrewd that without finance you can't do anything. But till then and then only I know, because of any philosophical background or whatever what so sometimes I was in impression by any book, any people. I'm very aware that I was in impression of any book and any person. Now how gradually I develops inside me, I'm also watching. So by third person inside me is giving me the
Okay, I want to now give you an idea about this. We are talking more of the hand gestures, and I want you to understand the whole theme of the hand gestures. Yeah. This is my presentation on hand gestures. It was in many international platforms also, at the Liga also. Yeah. Something philosophical I don't want, just to tell you the hands. We became truly human when we stand up on our hind legs and our front feet become our hands. So human beings suffer from varicose veins more. No? With improved fully opposable thumbs, we could take a firm hold on our environment, both metaphorically and literally. So what we do with the hands, no? Hold and handle, clutch and grip, grasping and letting go, caressing and pinching, all ways of dealing with experiences, comprehension, ability to act. Can you think of how many nerve endings are there at the fingertips? We started using the mobile with the touch screen, no? And then the whole world was within the fingers. Fingers gives you the experience. And we talk of knowledge as experiential, no? Touch is an experience, no? When there is a sexual abuse in carcinosinum, we talk of the touch, no? An intimate, unwanted touch. No? The same touch becomes, in honeymoon, something special, no? So touch and experience go together. You know, the basic principle of life is everything is connected to everything. So if you are thinking that this knowledge is something I don't need, I'm a good homeopath and I have enough money to spend the life, you are wrong. You are inadequate. Just to be with the body, just to be with the mind, just to be also with the verbal language. It is said that hands have even more to say even than the faces. Because hands are the incredibly gifted communications. We have these fingertips as tactile antennae, which we throw out to assay our material world and palpate its moods. You do palpation, no? In order to see whether there is a hepatomegaly, there is a splenomegaly, there is a mass in the abdomen. Because this is an experience, no? This experience goes in your mind. Oh, such a hard tumor in the breast. I suspect cancer, no? What is this heart? This is an experience of the touch. And what is ultrasonography? The touch gives you the data, no? So, can you expect something in the world without touch? Possible? No. So, most nerve connections. The most expressive, restless, and animated parts of the human. Can you see our patient again? How much movements of the hands? And he was giving you the message. This is an interview of 1 hour. I gave her the training on body language based on this case. In Switzerland, when I presented this case, there was so much appreciation. People just stood up and clapped for a long time because they understood something deeper. They understood how the human body can give you the inner personality revelation. So when we understand the hand gestures, we enter into the powerful insights into our emotional states. Yes, raising the hands use up more energy. Bharat Mata ki Jai. Do you say Bharat Mata ki Jai? Why don't you go down? Jai ho. You make a thumbs, no? Your daughter is, you see, playing on the playground and running very fast, and she is #1 ranker now. Yes, you do this, no? You do this like this one. Just you have to see now whether the hand gestures are rhythmic, exaggerated, or dramatic. One of my patients was telling me, I asked him a question. Tell about your past history of illnesses. Past history of illnesses. I will tell you jaundice at my 10 years. Pneumonia at 12 years. Then I had tuberculosis at 15 years. Do you think this is needed? Yes, this is the personality. You have to understand this rotation. What exactly this rotation means for him. So this is a device you receive. This is a peephole to understand the language of rotation. If it is consistent, it becomes very important. Because consistency talks of your personality. So I will not deal with more. There are two chief types of hand gestures, baton signals and symbolic gestures. There is a big study on this in kinesics. Now the fist. Have you seen your patient using the fist? Fist is like this one. No? Your patient can sit on the, you see, chair like this one. This is also a fist. One of my political patients, a celebrity, was sitting in the interview like this one. Totally like this one. Throughout the interview. Because this is his powerful language of the personality. I am powerful. I am omnipresent. I am great. The body will show this greatness by power play. So fist is called as a power play. And clench hand gestures indicate to you a lot of emotions, so not only anger, but mostly it is related to anger. See the way our patient is speaking. How he is sitting, you see, like this one, occupying more space. Do you think 2 chairs are needed for him? Do you think? Then why he uses? See now. See? See now. Yes. Up.
ऐकलं लोक एक उभं राहते. मग आता आपली द्राक्ष बाग आहे, वायनरी आपली तिथे मिळत नाही.
So what you are able to see is the language where he uses the space. And it becomes horizontally and vertically more space occupying person. How many patients use more space? No, they are not happy with small space. No. How will you understand love or power of lycopodium? How will you understand the small space of ambergris and caliphosphoricum and balata carbonicum who wants to hide behind the furniture? So body talks. Body must represent the inner personality objectively. And even if an actor tries to manipulate the body language, it is temporary. What you have is represented as the inner reality. So what is the language here now? Know it all gesture with this one. Because when you do this one, you become up. You are not down, you become up. So you occupy the vertical space more. Up language. Then the opposite, down language. And this is the gesture of superiority. You have the rubric, no? Superiority, like inferiority in the modern repertories. Okay, so I just end of this issue. I'm sorry I can't give you all explanation because this is not the purpose of this presentation. The purpose is to give you an entry, then to read, get yourself trained, and to make a wider approach to understand the body language and homeopathy together. Okay, so I stop here and I will be back with you. I have 1 hour to present to you something special for you. Yeah. Basic modes. Okay, so we have basic modes now. Now I want to be with you for something like 5 to 10 minutes. So we will come from here, no? Left side. Then we will go to the right side. So we will make a circle. So I want you to explain this one. So those who want to now answer, what is this? Just raise the hand and our administrator will explain to us. Yes. But you have to show your face. Yes. Who is going to answer? What is your opinion about this gesture? Yeah. Viva?
Yes, sir.
Yes. See who is going to answer.
Uh, I'm looking here. If any answer rises, I will read it.
We have to be quick.
Yes.
No one is answering?
Not till, sir.
Okay. So I will answer because
Yes.
I cannot spend the time. Okay. This is called as a power play. In a way, we have the fist. Now, this is a pointer. It is like a pistol, no? So when you want to specifically point something, then the gesture is used. The domineering people, the people who want you to follow them, you just become a follower and they become dictators. This is the gesture. When they want to be more focused, precisely, precision, many people who are fastidious, perfectionists, precise, academicians, there are many people who want their things in their own way. They start using the gesture much more. This is also threatening. Mind well, you have spoken this, I will take revenge on you. This is the language. We have just explained to you this theme of superiority gesture. Then we will go to here, you see. This lady, are you able to see this lady? This is called as a silent shouting. Yawning. Yawning is nothing but silent shouting. When Ajit Kulkarni is giving a lecture and you are bored, so you want to do this. And because it looks odd, you want to just control it. So there is a rubric, no? Unni, ENNUI, where you will take it. Thus, the gesture gives you rubric, no? Write down more than 60% rubrics in the mind are understood in a better way, provided you study the body language. Then, your skill of evaluation, gradation will increase. Now, what is this one? You are bored. Your eyes are going to sleep. You are taking the help of your hand to rest upon. She may sleep in this posture. So it is much deeper boredomness heading towards sleepiness. I'm not interested. Sleep is overpowering me. This speaker is a very serious and boredom speaker. I just want to run away, but it is difficult. Let us study this one. She has stooped so that she has become small. When the energy is depleted, one becomes small. When there is atrophy of the ego functioning, the person becomes small in body gestures. When you cross the hands and the legs, you become small. Just open yourself, you become with hypertrophic ego functioning. Three things are very important in the psychology. Hypertrophy of ego, Varatram album, lycopodium, Nakswamika, Staphys agria. There is opposite atrophy of the ego functioning. Calcula carbonicum, even silica. Baryta group in general, alkaline group, lithium group. Ambragris is a very good example of the atrophy of the ego functioning. And then you have lysis of the ego. There is a nervous breakdown, very well described in our Mater Medica, in psychology. In alumina, there is a confusion of identity with lysis of the ego functioning. Aurum is a very good example of the existential issues coming out of guilt. They become depressed and starts using this language. I do not find the way out. I am trapped. This forehead is an extension of the brain. When you block it, it is suggestive that the brain is not thinking in terms of solution now. It is showing that I am trapped. There is a conflict, there is a discord. I am trapped, no way out. I am in a cave. I do not see the light. Everywhere there is darkness. This is the lady you see. This is disagreement. I do not agree. What this person is telling me. This is a little bit, you see, maybe mentally challenged. Maybe angry. This is what is going on and not good. A hostile response. You know, hostility is a very big theme in psychology. You know? People are hostile. People are hatred. People carry negative emotions against someone. There are grudges in the mind, which are surface. And when they are surface, you get the face. Then you have this lady presenting to you. The jaws are open. The eyes are dilated, no? Something came as a surprise. Something came as a fear. As something special, new. Maybe fear, maybe someone is giving you gift. Maybe you are passing the examination. So how I pass in the examination? First number. Oh, first number. See this couple. This is a man, this is a woman. She is here. He is here. He is in his own egoistic posture. I am a very special man. And I will not care whether you are sitting across me or not. She doesn't want to engage with this man. If they are sitting for years together in this posture, it is possible that they will head themselves towards divorce. Do you think this? This is the reality of life, no? The discord begins with body language and ends when the body language is also finished. I'm not interested in you. You are dead to me. This is called as an evaluation gesture. Doubtful, judgmental gesture. We will deal with this issue. Now here, there is a surprise, but more in a natural way. She also appears mentally challenged, but she appears intelligent. It is just a natural expression of something surprise, sudden. And then you have this lady, no? This is a very good example of a rubric anguish, intense suffering. I presented in my volume of, you see, third volume, 10 rubrics, being each rubric described in 9 ways. So one of the rubrics is anguish. To understand the rubric through 9 ways, then you understand the rubric in a far better way. Body language is one of the ways to describe anguish. This is anguish. There is a suffering. And your eyes, your face shows that suffering. And anguish can come from anything, no? It can come from disturbed interpersonal relationships. It can come through disease. It can come through some grief, anxiety, fear, anger, indignation. Sources are many, no? For people to be sick, there are multiple sources. And then we have the hand gesture. I do not want to engage with. Okay, then we have our presentation now. Yeah. What is needed is, in view of the 7 million gestures of the human body, out of them, almost like 70,000 to 80,000 are very frequently used by the human beings. We can't study all of them, no? Each unique person is a miasmatic one. So will you say there are billions of miasms? No. We categorize them. This categorization is a very scientific process in chemistry, in physics, in logic, in mathematics, in modules, in algebra, in steps, so in homeopathy, so in body language. This is my contribution, basic contribution, where I try to understand the very basics of understanding body language and its correlation with homeopathy. So let us have it now. Up position. You know, when a child is happy, child starts jumping. When you are happy, your hand gestures go up, you see. So up, in up, there is a energy more. The people who are dominating, because to dominate others, you require energy, no? Superior, authoritarian, confident, self-righteous people, you can't stand here. Get out. I have been standing here since half an hour. How you dare to come before me? Go at the back. I will beat you. No, no, no. Don't stop with me. So the hand has gone up. Very simple, very useful. Just observe up position, my patient during my interview, how many times took, or how long, and in which context. In the context of life experiences, in the context of emotions. And then you palpate the inner personality. Down position, submissive, yielding, inferior, withdrawing, shyness, bashfulness, timidity. These are all rubrics, no? There is a shy girl before you. You understand it. No? Then you take a rubric, no? So what helps you? She herself will not tell you, I am a very shy girl. Do you think she will tell you? No, this is just an observation. So now we are with the basic understanding. There are 4 basic themes of the body language. First is open. Opposite open is close. Then at the right side, you will get back, and the left side, you will get forward. Very simple. Open, close, back, forward. Within them, between open and forward, there is a responsive. Between open and back, there is a reflective. Between back and close, there is a fugitive. And between forward and close, there is a combative. So there are 8 basic modes. I will focus today on in between them so that we will be more focused. So responsive. Who is responsive? who has the capacity to respond, who has enough energy to respond to the stimuli. What is our interaction with the environment? Constantly there are stimuli and constantly there are responses. Sometimes we give exaggerated response, sometimes we do not respond. When the wife is not responding to the husband, she has to deal with exaggerated response of the husband. No? Why? This is action-reaction pattern. So in the responsiveness, when you are open and forwarding yourself, you must define how much your patient is responsive during the interview. How will you understand this? Then you must know the philosophy and the gestures together. In responsiveness, there is acceptance, there is a ready to agree, engagement is very good, patient is eager to talk with you. Like I say, patient doesn't need your question, no? He starts talking of his own. The same with the hurried, talkative character of Argentum niticum. On the other hand, Neterum muraticum, you have to push him to talk because he is close, because he is reserved. In the back and open, there is a reflective. In the reflective means you reflect upon, you listen, you think over it, you have to evaluate, you become more absorbed within the cell. Here in responsive, you are oriented to the environment externally. Here you are oriented to the cell. Then comes the fugitive, back and close. So these two words are very important to understand fugitive. No? Oh, patient was fugitive throughout the interview. Very small space, not talking, not open. It was a very boredom interview today in the morning, you see. Why? Because patient's personality is in the fugitive mode. And then comes, you see, Dr. Saab, don't ask me a question. Listen to me. So who is a dictator? The patient. This is what you see in combat. Anger, aggressiveness, lying, let me stop. So he's always, you see, forwarding himself and closing you because he is dictatorial. So open, how the open gestures will be there. Open attitude, extroversion, open palms. You know how the Gautam Buddha is sitting in this way, no? Is he sitting like this one? Is he sitting like this one? No, because he has to open to give you what he received. Then you have open palms, open arms, face-to-face body direction, broad smile. The couple has gone for a honeymoon at Simla, Kulu Manali. And the husband is standing like this and waiting for the wife to embrace him. And the wife is with this one. Or she is running and our husband is like this one. You see. What will happen? My husband is not interested in me. If the same experience goes repeatedly, she will think of a divorce. Close gestures, cross arm, cross legs, body turn away. Just what we see in the picture, no? You see this picture at left side. He is angry and she is not interested. Forward activity in the communication, forwarding. Leaning forward, which is a very important gesture in clinical practice. So, if a homeopath takes the interview like this one, Okay, so tell me about your experiences in the life. So patients start talking with you. At age of 21 years, I had disappointment in love. Patient told me. And doctor, disappointment in love. What happened? Now you see, such a sensitive subject. Patient giving you information of his own. And how you are showing the body language, you must uncross yourself. Don't rest at the back. Lean forward, just with the patient. Look at the patient. Oh, can I get details? Now you are with the patient. The distance between you and the patient is reduced. Because these sensitive subjects demand leaning forward from you. This is the trade secret. You will get more money. Remember, if you know how to use the body language, you will become rich. Do you want to become? And I want every homeopath to be richer. Because you deserve, because you practice homeopathy. Leaning back postures, staring at the ceiling, doodling, cleaning glasses. You are not interested, you are interested in cleaning glasses, not impatient. So this is responsive. I just will give you body language cues. Okay?
Стараюсь себя настроить на что-то позитивное. Думать о чем-то. Да, то есть я пытаюсь перестроить себя, потому что я понимаю, что если вот так в таком состоянии находиться, ничего хорошего из этого не получится. Я пытаюсь там, я не знаю, все что угодно, и в жизни какие-то моменты, природа, море, просто я там, то все, да. Да, вот, я стараюсь.
So what do you see? She's looking at translate. She's looking at me in the interview. She's responding very nicely, using the hand gestures, mostly proportionately. See her eye blinking, how she looks at the translator, how she looks at me. She wants to answer of his own because she's in the responsive mode. People who are responsive are good communicators. A homeopath who is more in a responsive mode is likely to get more success because he's with people. He's with the patients. He's resonating with the patient. How will you become empathetic, no? Do you know? If you have empathy, the dropouts are less. And there is a poor adherence because you are not with the patient. So what is the big lesson of today? Be mostly in the responsive mode. Use hand gestures freely. Use eye expressions freely. Look at the patient. Nodding of the head. This will make person consciously or even subconsciously understand that this doctor is with me. And remember today, the only doctor who is now ready to listen to the patient is a homeopath. See how she talks. You see how she uses the hand gestures. And do you know, intelligent people are able to precisely use the hand gestures. Do you know this gesture? okay signal. When the okay signal comes, do you know? When the task is completed and you want to appreciate. Will this be a okay signal? Oh, you did a very good job. Look at me. You must now, the index finger and the thumb must be united together. And it must be at the level of the patient now. And then when you do this one, 2, 3 times, this is the best appreciation. No even words are required. Okay, so we will go ahead now. Yeah. So in the responsive mode, usually you get two myocytes, soric and tubercle. Hypersensitivity, overactivity, because you are responsive. There are overt expressions of the emotions. And all the basic emotions like anger, love, fear, anxiety, jealousy, sadness, they are exaggerated. They are being surfaced by your patient very readily. Just observe within seconds how the patient will give you the emotion. Write it down. The best way to take a good interview by focusing on the body language is to write body language along with sentences of the words. And once you start doing this, you will find your capacity to document both the body language and the verbal language will be always there. And this will help you. The soric reaction is because of the energy. And usually in Sora, the energy doesn't go wayward. The tubercular expression at the level of the responsiveness, it's chaotic, non-rhythmic. You cannot control them. Just exaggeration makes a change. So what is the body language of the responsiveness? Leaning forward, repeated glances. You must look at the patient, no? Your patient has given you money. The patient needs undivided attention. Remember, how will you give it? Through body language. Warm, relaxed smile. Frequent nodding of the head. Firm, prolonged handshake. This is a very important requirement in business. Maintaining direct eye contact. Open hands with palms visible. And using hand gestures to emphasize your points. These are body language cues of the responsive mode. A physician who possesses them, the physician who uses them is more successful. He gets more money. Now the reflective mode. The theme is entering within the self, showing interest. There is an active acceptance, but after judgment. These are the people who are more evaluating the condition. If you just ask the question, tell about your past diseases. Past diseases, I will tell you. I had you see chickenpox, you see, at the age of 8 years. Yeah, I had it. What is the language? Evaluation. With the evaluation, your hand is like this. It can be like this. It can be like this. It can be like this. You are with this one. You are with this. These are all evaluation gestures. Even scratching the memory box. Yeah. Understood. She is smiling, she is responding. At the same time, she is in the evaluation. So reflective and responsive together.
लहानपणापासून एक भाऊ आहे त्याला नाही ही स्वतःला म्हणायची हो की एक वेळ मिस करायला असू दे पण आई लवकर घरी येईल
My son Nikhil, who is also a homeopath, he was with me at Moscow. He knows Russian very well. He studied it. So he's trying to help me. But when we started talking for a long time in Marathi, she didn't like it. So she interrupted. So this is about this case. Just to give you how sometimes you have a combination. And you know why she's doing this one? Because there is a sense of beauty which is being represented. So you have to define if she is doing the same again and again, you have to define narcissism. You have to define her image about her own body. And this may be a big issue in the interview. Are you with me? Do you understand the process? Okay. So the reflective mode psychotic, gazing steadily, tilting or cocking up the head, resting on the chin, furrowing the eyebrows, leaning back in the chair, scratching the head, folding the arms and staring into the space. Then the third one is fugitive between back and clothes. Reflex, disinterest, apathy, rejection or depression. Attempt to escape either physically by leaving the place or mentally into boredom. These are the people even cannot tolerate questions by a homeopath for a long time. This is enough for me. I can't answer more. If the physician is fugitive, what will happen? The interview will be dull. You know, there are 3-4 processes to understand the relationship. Active. Physician is active, patient is active. Both are responsive. Interview is very good. Dynamic interview, which has a speed also. Then physician is active and patient is passive. Now you have to define now whether he is reflective or fugitive or vice versa. If the patient is really fugitive, you need to push something. You need to take an interview with a bit persistence. Otherwise, you will get lost in only time without getting adequate and accurate data. The third interaction is the physician is passive and the patient is passive. Such an interview is, you see, always a bad interview, dull interview, boredom interview, and nothing substantial in terms of personality, individuality, PQRS come up. And the fourth one is patient is active and the physician is passive. If the physician as a human being is dull, I will not use the word mentally retarded, but I will use the word passive, depressed, because of many family tensions and whatever it may be. And such an interview will not be a good interview. And such a patient is likely to be a dropout because he expects the kind of the dynamism which he possesses. You know what patient has, what a human being has, he expects from the others. So an intelligent person always expects intelligence from the others. No. This interaction is very basic to understand. The human beings are very complex animals. Their sharing is based upon what priority they possess, what kind of characters they possess. Fastidious person expects a lot. No. See now the fugitive language. I presented this case in many international platforms also. A small baby who refused to go away from her small body making gestures. She is not interested in you in the interview. Just she came. She's in her own world. She becomes small because her schoolmate, a neighbor, he left the school and went to another city without informing her. She lost the interest. Very cute, intelligent girl. Her performance in the school dropped down. Can you see her language of the body? Self-absorbed, fugitive. Melancholic, depressed people. And this is a good parameter of assessing the energy level of person. This is very important. This basic modes is one of the ways to assess the energy of a person. In a way, we understand the energy based on hypotension, pulse. Now you have one more device offered by Dr. Ajit Kulkarni. How will you understand the energy assessment in the interview? Now I want to give you the repertory based on it. I want to analyze my remedies based on these 8 basic modes of behavior of the human beings. And this is the kind of the work which I offered to the homeopathic profession. So fugitive is deeper psychotic, and maybe you see tubercular and syphilitic miasmatic patients when strong pathologies drain their energy. So yawning, low tone of voice, glancing at watch or other objects, downcast eyes, dead fish handshake. So you make a handshake and you will find that, yes, there is no energy. A relaxed lung or slackened body. The combative mode, the last one, the combination of being close and being forward, between. Power play, exaggerated response of the antipathy, hostility, negativity, aggression, defiance. Let us take the rubric hatred. How will you understand this rubric? Through combative behavior. So if your patient shows you the combative character, in your mind, a lot of rubrics must come up, like hatred, abhorrence, disgust, sin. He says that I want to just, you see, beat the person. I will throw him down and will kick him with my legs. See the language. This is the language through and through. Because he is in the combative mode. So combative mode is more for tubercular and syphilitic miasm. These miasms make a person agile and overt, out of proportion. ego hypertrophic response, unable to harmonize the energy and it bursts out. The patients are sensitive in their pride and get hurt easily. They cannot keep themselves quiet. No, no meekness, no shyness, no modesty, no politeness. Just forwarding themselves in a more aggressive manner. So body language of being angry, this is called as a scowling in body language, clenched fist, hands on hips. Knuckle grinder handshake. They just press your knuckle. Tightly closed lips, rapid and loud speech. So if a homeopath keeps in mind all these basic modes and applies them correctly, it is easy to understand the utility of the body language. It should define the personality. It should assist him in exploring the inner self in an unambiguous and convincing way, and it should be consistent in varying situations. This is very important. So once a language doesn't make the full understanding of the body language. Okay, so you have to know now which is the crucial and consistent mode of behavior, how it is being represented by the patient, and why it is represented. Then my work on correlating the materia medica through the rubric. So this is the rubric which I created, responsive. Let us study now. Aconite must be there for high marks because aconite is due to anxiety, restlessness, very active. His anxiety goes into a panic state. It is like belladonna. And what is the relationship between aconite and belladonna? Aconite is like belladonna with its congestive state, but without the furiousness of belladonna. While belladonna is like aconite without its anxiety and prediction of the time of the death. Otherwise, both are indicated for inflammation and acute sudden manifestations. Let us see agaricus. Agaricus, you know, is like Ignatia, romantic girl singing the song. And there are two stages of agaricus. First, hypertonicity, the phase of stimulation, what you see in argentum nigricum. Then there is a phase of depression, which goes for paralysis and paresis. So agaricus will come within fugitive also in responsive. Let us study Calcarea phosphoricum. Due to phosphorus, we will find the activity index is increased. Out of all Calcarea, you know, Calcarea phosphoricum is very active as well as irritable also. So it will come under responsiveness. In some ADHD cases, you know, Calcarea phosphoricum does wonders. Because in ADHD, you talk of a tubercular gestures. Where the person has out of the proportion, the energy being used in exaggerated gestures. So mobile in motion and locomotion. The patient sleeps only, and that is the only respite for the family members. All venoms will come under responsive mode. The best example is lachesis. Let us study, for example, hyoscyamus. Most of the Solanaceae family remedies, they will be in the responsive mode. Let us take Baraita, that will be more in the fugitive mode. Let us study here a very important remedy you will find, is tarantula. which will be mostly in responsive and combative, violently, fiery, angry. Jinkam is a very active and anxious lady. So it has to be compared with medorinum and Kali carbonicum in anxiety. Hysterical. So there is a lot of movement. Jinkam patients are also expressive, like lachesis. So they have been incorporated under the rubric responsive. Many natrums are responsive. Natrum sulfuricum, because of the depression and suicidal disposition, then goes into fidgety mode. Phosphorus, very well-known communicator, gifted communicator, will start talking of his own, has power of explanation of the words and formulation of the sentences, and the kind of the literature play he does makes him more responsive. Let us study a very important remedy, causticum. Very anxious, very active, cannot tolerate the injustice. So they are the responsible people. Nitric acid, a combination of, you see, acid and nitricum element together. Acid, very active. And nitricum, very active again. So doubly active. What you see in argentum nitricum, kali nitricum, acid nitricum, calcarea nitricum, ammonium nitricum. You know, ammonium nitricum is used for explosion. So terrorists like ammonium nitricum because it is available very readily, and to prepare a bomb out of it is easy. And it is not very expensive also. Ammonium nitricum. What kind of the patient is ammonium nitricum? What will happen to the husband if the wife is ammonium nitricum? See now how a remedy can be understood very well and how the body language gives you the central theme of understanding. This is not a perfect rubric because you can include many remedies in future, because everything about homeopathy, about philosophy, not about theory and principles, about philosophy. And about material and repertory are subject to growth. Philosophy remains the same. Human beings, in terms of their behavior, will remain the same. Their nobility, their humanness. Maybe ways of expressing humanness different, culture to culture, in the evolution. Varietal album. So much is the responsiveness that sometimes it becomes so uncontrolled and person can go into a kind of a insanity. Then it becomes more tubercular and syphilitic, going towards combating. In Varatram album, I am great and he wants to show you how great he is. No? So he uses his energy, floppishness. I want everything standard, American, branded. I cannot tolerate a shirt which is not branded. Everything must be extravagant, expensive, because this is my image. I am great. So the greatness will give force for the system to respond in the interview. Then comes the responsive. When the miasmatic influences change, it goes into combating. Thus the evolution of a personality occurs also. See how much we understand based on understanding a human being. Reflective, between open and back. We have already dealt with Ambra, with alumina. Let us deal with graphitis. Graphite is a carbon. In carbon, a person loses the energy. There is a fatigue. There is always a kind of a, you see, passive withdrawal feeling with the carbons. Hence, they could be included under reflective and may become more in fugitive. Lycopodium. Keen. Then what is the problem? Under the rubric indolence, lycopodium is performance. And lycopodium being intelligent, he wants to show his image. He wants to show how great he is. So without doing any mistake, he wants to give you very accurate information because accuracy counts for him. So there is a very superb combination with a lycopodium, and that is you will find atrophy of emotions with hypertrophy of intellectual faculties. This is the paradox. So in the interview, you will find he is responsive as far as his intelligence is concerned. When he wants to be more precise, but wants to hide his important weaknesses, he may show you reflective technique. And when he wants to be dictator, he can enter into reflective. So there are so many things we have to understand here. I want to give the information which is accurate. So I will start thinking carcinosinum. Why carcinosinum is here in the reflective? Because he wants to tell you information in an honest way. So under the rubric honest, you will find carcinosinum. And you will find a big brother of carcinosinum, that is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, which is potentized, proved by Phillips Robbins, on which I worked very hard in my book on Absolute Materia Medica, published by B. Jain Publishers. This is a Materia Medica of 150 remedies. It's also on the syllabus of UG and PG, one of the best books being translated in several languages in the world. Let us study, you see, Latina, such an active lady, but wants to keep my image well before you. So she is responsive. And when you start asking some embarrassing questions, she becomes a reflective. And she may be combative also. Then we have fugitive, between close and back. So we have varieties, as I described you, we have a lot of Kalis here. The Kali, which is for more marks, is Kali phosphoricum. Because of fatigue, because of brain fag, I cannot take a decision. Mental exertion worsens me. I can't think. I can't comprehend. I can't calculate. It is difficult for me to accept what you are telling, and I am exhausted. This nerve exhaustion, brain exhaustion, and what you see therefore is a fugitive language. Picricum acidum. The theme of Kali phosphoricum and picricum acidum is the same. Phosphoric acidum is more in the fugitive one. Because of apathy, because of indifference. Because I cannot apply my, you see, mind because I have lost the interest in the life. So depression, emotional numbness. This is nothing but fugitive language. Patient is not going to tell you everything. I have become emotionally numb. Some people will tell you, but the way in which he speaks to you, the way in which he sits before you. So same you will find Jinkam Pikrikam. And I told you most of the remedies who have paralysis also develop paralysis of the will. Zincum picricum, causticum, conium, Cocculus indicus, phosphorus. Phosphorus represents two sides. One side which is cheerful and dynamic. The other side is exactly opposite with fugitive language, shadow life, like phosphoricum acidum. And then the last one between close and fire. This is what we see is a combating. Agaricus will come, our Sina will come here, Chamomilla will come, Stramonium will come, Lycinum will come, no? Lycinum, humiliated feeling and I want to kill you. Such anger, like acid nitricum, like anacardium. An insane dog has much more energy, remember. You have mercury, no? Mercury is very difficult to handle, no? Very difficult to spot also because there is a fluid consciousness with mercury. Mercury is the only solid which is liquid and only liquid which is solid. And when the mercury was being created, there is a reference to it in the Purana, in Sanatana Hindu, that mercury is nothing but the semen of God Shiva. And do you know the medical properties and usefulness of the mercury? For years together, rather millions of years together, people were using mercury for this condition and that condition. In a way, today, steroids and antibiotics are the mainstay of treatment in allopathy. The mainstay of treatment previously was the use of mercury and arsenic. Let us study, for example, lac caninum. Lac caninum has mostly because of being outcast feeling, abandoned feeling, a lot of inferiority complex, fugitiveness. But lac can be barking and extremely irritable. Then he comes under combating. Tuberculinum is a very good example of being in combative because he's more agile, more in motion and locomotion. So, tuberculinum bovinum Kent and even tuberculinum aviare becomes a very important intercurrent remedy in ADHD. Why? Because that kind of the abruptness, suddenness, kineticism, always in motion, erraticity, unpredictability in the behavior. These all represent the tubercular miasm and even the proving and utility and clinical confirmation of tuberculinum. So this is in short how we can understand in a far better way the basic modes and the remedies together. Amara an example. Amara is a combination of delicacy, timidity, and bashfulness. A neurotic individual who has lost the go of life and has become apathetic and passive, like kali phosphoricum, like acid phosphoricum, phosphoric acid. A worn out individual who has become a cocoon and prefers to remain in his shell. Nervous breakdown, inhibition, the essence of Amra. It cannot urinate in the presence of the other because the urinary reflex is inhibited. And this inhibition is the very basis of the life. The monogram, the essence of Ambragricia is this inhibition. He cannot use his reflexes and forces to project himself as a capable individual. So body language is close with the trunk. You know, this middle part is a trunk, and when you go away from this middle part, you become more active. When you are with it, you become more small. It is very easy. To understand body language is not very difficult. My book on body language is unfortunately out of print. If you want, I can send you the very good Xerox copy, duly spiral bound, and we are now in the process to prepare the advanced edition of the body language, but it may take something like 1 year or 2 years because it's a very big work. Okay, so there is a very good rubric, in Ambraglia. He is averse to smiling face. He cannot tolerate people smiling and laughing. Why? Because he has become serious. He has become depressed. And he cannot smile himself. How the people smile? So this is a grief for him. His sadness is reinforced. So cannot look at the smiling faces. So we are talking about smiling face, no? Again, body language. So in Matera Medica, when you just start reading the living images, the same theme is there. Without body language, you can't understand what is going on with the humans. Therefore, the study of body language means the study of homeopathy, the study of symptoms, the study of PQRS. PQRS doesn't mean only boric materia medica and Allen's materia medica, where few symptoms are regarded as PQRS. PQRS is a very basic theme of totality expression of a human being. It may be at symptom level, it may be at body language level also. I treated a guy from Germany, and he was using this language at least 13 times during interview. I took this case in European seminar, 67 to homeopath sitting. And every time when I will open the 5-minute dynamics, he will come out with this. Why? Because he didn't want to reveal his weaknesses. Some special information secretive to the group. I finished the interview, told him, I want to discuss with you. I know, not before the people. So only you and me. And the story was that he had 4 marriages and 6 relations of the woman being continued. Whenever I will enter into the family, he will use this one. So this setup was the body language which helped me to peep deep. So body language gives you windows and doors being opened to enter the air, the sun and the rains, so that you understand the horizon, the sky in a far better way. And thus your vision becomes more wider. So what is the big utility of the body language? Your level of consciousness and of course awareness goes on expanding with this study. So from monetary standpoint, you gain more. From academic standpoint, you gain more. From homeopathic standpoint, you understand the remedies more. From management point of view, do you know in the follow-up, the patient is depressed and now there is a smile on the face. What it is? You understand that my follow-up is very good, my patient is improving. Why? Because of the body language. So there is not a single physician who doesn't use the body language. This is his bread and butter. So I want you to understand the whole central, deeper themes of the body language. This is what I offered by 800 pages book being written, more than 600 new rubrics I prepared, and more than 600 images were given in my body language book. because I want to make homeopathy more holistic. Homeopathy will become holistic not only because you took a big interview of 1 hour. It will become really holistic provided concepts in holism are being integrated with homeopathy. And this is the need of the hour. So I thank you all for all this, and I'm open to you as far as the questions are concerned.
So, thank you, sir. I feel there is no words to express thankfulness for this sharing, sir. You just share the masterpiece presentation, which is the gist of your years of efforts and experience, I feel. And the videos, the contents you used, the cases, the materia medica, I feel the language was that much simple that I believe that a first year student also can understand, and the experienced homeopath can also understand the thing and can use in their clinical practice also. So we are heartily thankful to you for this presentation, sir. And it's just a mesmerizing presentation. I just end up with 2 hours, and I just feel it's just started only and should continue 2 hours also. So thank you so much for this, sir. So everyone, now we are open for your queries and questions. You can ask your queries to the sir on Zoom also, and on YouTube also. So if you are putting questions both the platform, I'm here to watch it. So, uh, sir, as we are live on YouTube, and it will take a minute of gap to live there. So meanwhile, I just request on the people, those who are on Zoom, if you have any queries, please message me in the chat box.
Any question from the participants?
Not till, sir. I believe everything is so understood and in very easy language that even I doesn't arise any question in this 2 hours of presentation. बहुत ही easily understanding, that's very understanding for everyone, and you took it from the very basic to the higher, which is step by step learning and understanding of the topics. And I believe that this is very important for clinical practitioners, because I learned so many minute things here today, sir. Even though I listen you before, I read your books also, but in this presentation also I believe I learned so many small things which I'm definitely going to use in my clinical practice, and which will be helpful for sure, sir.
Nice, nice. I appreciate your positiveness and the way you are approaching the knowledge. Knowledge is always, you see, deeper and explore. The same lecture after many years becomes a different lecture. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I believe, sir, as I read your body language and homeopathy books during my college life also, and now after my practice also, I used to read in between that book. So I believe every time, whenever I open the book, read the same topic again, I believe my understanding for the same topic is different. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. So there is a question on Zoom, sir.
Yes, yes.
Uh, what will be the body language if the patient is lying?
Yeah. There is a called as a lie detector machine in the body. In the lie detector machine, there is a contact of the finger to the nose. This is a very important observation. If you know, Clinton had a relationship with Mona, and the issue was that it went in the court, and Clinton told that I have not been related with Mona. And while he was telling this information, he was using this body gesture. Then one body language expert took the snap, and on the first page of the New York Times, he wrote that Clinton is telling a lie. And finally, he had to accept that he was related to Mona. So what is very important for understanding this is you cannot hide the information. The lying gestures are also related to the blinking of the eyes. Then, when you are lying, you just see here and there who is listening, who is listening. So you are not focused, you are not confident even. And when you start speaking, you use more feelers. I want to tell you, but you see, it is not like this. What he is doing, he is using more feelers than the confident way of expression. So the formulation of a word is not quick. So these are some of the observations in the body language as far as the lying is concerned. Yeah. Yes. How can we understand emotions of a person who is mentally retarded using body language? Very good question. This is the utility of the body language. When a mentally retarded person cannot give you the verbal expressions, he can give you something like non-verbal expressions. This question is also related to comatose patients. Their volitional energy is poor, vocabulary is very poor, and you do not get the world of data which we receive from other patients. In such patients, your focus must be on the body language cues, and it is possible. I have in my fourth volume of the Totality Harmony, which is just published by B. Jain, you will find there is a question and answer series where many questions were asked to me about body language. These two questions have been answered by me. You know, mentally retarded cases do give you also the body language. I will tell you there was a very interesting case of you see brain tumor, craniopharyngioma, and this patient had extreme shyness. This boy, as well as he became blind. His vocabulary was very poor. So when we started asking him questions, what he was doing, he was constantly doing this, not looking at me and looking like this. When he is answering, he's looking like in the back. And that was an entry point for me. He was warm-blooded. I took this constant motion of the hands as an anion of iodine, and his original remedy was from barium group, Barata group. And with Barata iodine, he improved a lot. This is just to give you what could be the body language which is helpful to us when the verbal power is very less. So many examples. I have treated more than 18 coma cases in my lifetime of 39 years. And I will tell you what helped me is body language. In my answer, I have given how many rubrics are being given in comatose patients about bodily expression. This is a very interesting study that many of our previous stalwart predecessors created n number of rubrics when the homeopathy was being creatively put forward by our conscientious physicians. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Very nicely explained. So, I think for a minute of we can wait for more questions if it's there. And if it's not there, then with your permission, we will wind the session for today. Right?
I have
So,
spoken on more than 170 subjects in homeopathy in the world. But I always feel, you see, cheerful to talk on body language because it is a really very fascinating subject. But
very much
don't
actually.
box me only in body language, please.
Yeah.
I'm a versatile author and speaker. Now allow me to speak on many other topics also.
Sure, sure, sure. Yes, I believe every time that, sir, no one else is there who can that much simply and minutely teach students about the body language. So that's why we requested you to talk on this topic, sir. And it's very interesting also. I
That is
must say,
very
it's very
interesting.
interesting topic. Yeah. And the
It is
presentation was
beneficial, very beneficial for the homeopathy.
very beneficial. Yes, yes, for sure, very beneficial for not even when I started reading body language and homeopathy, I was in my college back to in 2013-14. So that time, as I'm a student, I doesn't have patient to see. I used to observe generally to my friends, to other peoples, to family members, by reading that book, that how they are standing, sitting, and if I was in hostel, so I used to observe everyone, how they are sleeping, what is their position, and then I read in the book what it means to. So it's very interesting for me, not for the homeopathic perspective, but to understand people in general also.
Yes, yes. Homeopathy is a part of it. Body language is applicable at all levels. Although it is extremely useful for our increase in the business.
Yes.
It has so much interactions with the people. You understand the children better. You understand your friend better, your family members better, and your life really becomes more smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. True.
Yeah.
And you contribute to smoother the life in this contest, sir. The
Yeah.
books and the
As I told
concept you
you,
read is.
Viva, what is needed is we have to integrate many concepts to make homeopathy really holistic. Now, I have been working over, there are so many psychology modules which are appeared today, and we need to integrate them. So, I have begun with this understanding now, and I have just gave a lecture before the Russian people about use of psychological modules in homeopathy.
Hmm.
That is a very interesting subject on I have been working. For example, id, superego, and you see ego concept of right, or Jungian concept of collective unconscious. Can we use these concepts in homeopathy?
Hmm.
In the repertory, in materia medica, in case analysis, this is the issue.
Hmm.
And it is very important that, yes, all these people, highly intelligent people, they contributed very nicely. And now we have to see their correlation with homeopathy to make homeopathy more acceptable, more holistic. Yeah.
Yes. True.
Okay, so I take your leave. All participants, I wish best luck in their career, in their family, and I take your leave. Thank you all.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir, on behalf of whole team of IHMA Delhi chapter and IHMA. I like to thank you for your presence here, sir. We are thankful to all the participants for joining us. In future, also, if you have any queries regarding this topic, you can put it on YouTube also, and personally, you can send it to us also. We'll definitely try to get answer from the sir.
Yes, yes,
And thank you so much, sir. And we are wishing to have you again and again and learn many new things from you.
correct.
And everyone, stay tuned with IHM Delhi chapter. We are going to take more sessions in the future. Every month on first Sunday, we are going to invite legendary homeopaths like Sir to share their knowledge and experience to spread homeopathy in a righter way to the new and budding homeopaths. So thank you so much,
Yeah,
sir,
thank
and
you
thank
all.
you everyone for this session today, sir. Thank you, sir.